What's going on, everybody? So I have had several requests asking if I was going to be doing a review on this, if I was getting it. This is the new Tobacco Boss from Authenticity Perfumes and the new version of Romeo Blue. Let's bust them open, see if they're worthy of a purchase. Stay tuned. The new Tobacco Boss and the new Romeo Blue. I think we'll start with Romeo Blue here. I have the original formula, which is probably my least favorite of everything from Authenticity. I wanted to like it. At first impression, it was okay, but it got to be one that I just don't care to spend time with or want to spray on my skin. It's kind of got a bug spray thing going on, to be honest with you. So I'm hoping it's better. So we'll spray this on the test strip and the new one and see there's some differences here. So I can tell you right now, the juice color is different. I know you can see this is a yellowish tint. This is the new one versus the old one is clear. So there's definitely some sort of different oils here for the hue. You can see real good that way. The hue of the juice is a different color. So that's, I was going to mark the bottle because the labels are exactly the same. I was thinking, how am I going to tell them apart? Well, the juice color is how I will tell them apart. So let me give the old version 2 good sprays on the test strip. Let that chill for a second. Smell it in the air. It's not terrible, but it's not that good either, to be honest with you. And then good 2.5 sprays of the new. That doesn't smell the same at all. So the old one, very chemical smelling, you know, even on the paper. It's quite chemical smelling on the paper. There's a robust, like, orange fruitiness here. There's a fruity, it smells kind of orangey. With Romeo Blue, the new one, Romeo Blue 2.0. I tell you right now, on the paper, it definitely smells way better. Yeah, the original is just nothing to write home about. I can actually sit here and smell the new version. I'm curious. Let's take a look. I have the website pulled up over here. Let's take a look at what the notes are. I don't remember the notes on the original, but we can take a look at the note breakdown on the new one. So, Romeo Blue Parfum is a clean fragrance for the gentleman. Top notes of bergamot, orange, petitgrain, and black pepper. Yeah, so there we go. A citrusy, spicy fragrance. It makes sense. So that orange note's popping out pretty heavy on the paper because it smelled very orangey, and here we go. Orange is in the top. Mid notes, the blooming bouquet of jasmine, neroli, and patchouli blends perfectly with geranium for a sensual and appealing fragrance. Finally, base notes of white musk and amber leave a strong and pleasant aroma. So the amber makes a lot of sense. It makes for the orange to be very warm and almost like, this is going to sound strange. I know before I say this is going to sound a little weird. Has kind of a jammy appeal to it. I know that's typically reserved for describing certain rose nuances, but it's almost like an orange gelatin at room temperature. Weird for me to say it like that, right? But I describe it as it comes to me. Neroli's pretty present too. It's got a white floral soapy kind of appeal. This is way better than the original. So the original, now that it's calmed down a little bit, this is the original. It's gotten better. It's gotten fresher and greener. Like a rosemary type of smell, some type of fresh greens. So it's not that bad as it starts to settle down, but the opening blast, very chemical, synthetic smelling. Bug spray. Kind of smells like bug spray. Yeah, it's gotten better, don't get me wrong, but Romeo Blue 2.0 is way better. I'll spray this one on skin. So Much, much better. So it doesn't share a lot of similarities. It shares a little bit. It still smells like Romeo Blue, but a not as chemically harsh version. If that makes sense. Those of you that have smelled the original Romeo Blue, you know what I'm talking about. It was kind of a turn-off in the opening. This is much more orange. It's like a spicy orange on skin. It was like a jammy gelatin, warm gelatin orange on paper, as weird as that sounds. On skin, it's more of a spicy orange, so orange and pepper. I definitely don't get any bergamot or anything like that. It's a little green, but not much. The neroli jumps out at me just like it did on the paper. It's solid. I'm not going to sit here and say it's my favorite fragrance. All of a sudden, like it jumped up the top of the list from Authenticity Perfumes. If I was to sit here and rank this one, I still think I like Barbershop, Fresh Boss, all of the summer vibes, and Silver Lux and the original Authenticity better than this, still. Now, this may have jumped up on top of Urban King, because I'm not a real big fan of Urban King. It's not one I spend a lot of time with, because it just doesn't appeal to me that much, but Romeo Blue was not good. It's much better now. I can sit here and sniff it now. It's way better. Look at that big old oil sheen. It's nice. It's pleasant. It's safe. It's a blue fragrance. It fits blue for sure. Now, it's got more character than some blue fragrances out there because it's not dominated with a bunch of tonka bean or just a big pile of citruses that are all in your face. This takes the approach of being blue without being full of ambergris, ambroxan, or tonka bean, which those three notes, not necessarily always together in a blue fragrance, but those kind of define a lot of blue fragrances these days. As it's settling down, it is getting better and better. I'm starting to like it more and more. I have a feeling that this is one that if I spend some time with it, it may jump up my rankings in the House of Authenticity a bit more. Might even jump, now that it's settling in, I'm starting to think I might like this more than the original Authenticity, the flagship fragrance. So it's starting to make its way, it's falling into middle of the pack for the House of Authenticity perfumes for me currently. It is getting better and better as it dries. So let's check out the highlight of the show. Let's check out Tobacco Boss. So this I have been eagerly anticipating. Black label, Tobacco Boss, falls into the theme with Fresh Boss, which is the orange label, which is a great orange, creamy sandalwood, black currant fragrance. It's different. It's very, very unique. Let's go ahead and pull up Tobacco Boss on screen. I mean, it's not going to be on screen for you guys because, I don't know, it's weird this time. I'm just recording straight from the camcorder. I'm not going to be able to do a split screen kind of thing. But let's go ahead and give it a spray on my other hand. There we go. About a spray and a half roughly. It smells kind of chocolatey in the air. If chocolate in here, that'd be crazy. So let's see. Step out into the world feeling like the ultimate dapper gentleman wearing Tobacco Boss. This daring fragrance blends citrusy, floral, and woody accords for a rich, robust aroma you'll feel confident wearing from the office to the club. Ooh. It's a fruity tobacco. So top notes of bergamot and orange open the scent with an enticing atmosphere with heart notes of tobacco, bay leaf, eucalyptus, and patchouli. That's different. Tobacco and eucalyptus with bay leaf. And it's got how do I describe this? Okay, I'm going to start off by saying it is good. So I'm not let down. I was worried I might be let down because in my mind I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a monster. He's making a tobacco fragrance. This is going to be great. And it seems like it's going to be. A lot of orange. There's this freshness in the background that's a little strange, and that could be the eucalyptus creating this freshness. It's not inherently minty or anything like that like eucalyptus can be, but it's definitely at the forefront. It's like a very fresh, almost minty fresh orange smell with this almost chocolatey type of tobacco. It's got this almost chocolatey-like smell. What else do we have in here? Rounding out the composition of the base notes of vanilla, honey, leather, tonka bean, and sandalwood. So this leather with this honey and tobacco could be what's creating this. Lot more sweetness coming out. This is different. These days, it's hard to make a unique, stand on its own 2 feet type of tobacco fragrance, because as soon as you see tobacco and vanilla, everybody thinks Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. I get tired of hearing that comparison on every damn tobacco fragrance that has vanilla in it. And that's not the case a lot of the times. And here, it's definitely not the case. This is quite unique. I'm pretty impressed here. It's sweet, but fresh and dark and a little gourmand. At the same time, it's got a gourmand appeal to it. I'm guessing I really think this is what's doing it. The honey, leather, and tobacco are kind of making this chocolatey tobacco smell. I feel like whatever leather oils or leather accord was created to make this, the way it's blending, it's like a soft, supple, like luxurious soft leather. You know what I mean? Like think luxury purses and stuff like that, luxury leather goods, wallets, things like that. The soft, supple, creamy leather. Nothing rough, rugged, edgy, animalic, anything like that. Very smooth. Smooth and sweet, but not super crazy sweet, not sickeningly sweet. It's not too much. There's a well-blended sweetness here that's really complementing this leather and tobacco. I feel like the most prominent things that I can kind of get a hold of here is orange, tobacco, eucalyptus, leather. I definitely get the honey and a touch of vanilla, but the vanilla is not overpowering. It's not a heavy vanilla. It may come out more in the forefront. But this eucalyptus, it's adding this strange freshness that's almost kind of minty, but not too minty. I'm impressed. I really am. I was worried it might not be as good as I was hoping it would be. And it surprises me because it's not what I expected it to be. I didn't look at any notes or anything until I wanted to do this right here with you guys. This is different. It's very different. I think if a lot of people get their hands on a sample, a lot of people are going to buy bottles of this. Because it's refreshing. And when I say refreshing, it's refreshing that it's unique. The balance here is what makes it so good for me. It's so well balanced. Nothing's overtaking and overpowering the other notes or accords. It's blended very well together, yet not so well blended that you can't really pick up a few nuances about it. I do really like that about Tobacco Boss. Romeo Blue, it's okay. It's nothing spectacular. It's not something I would say you need to run out and you have to have, but I feel like you guys should give this a shot. Try Tobacco Boss. This is the one I would say get a sample and check it out. How much are bottles going for? $39.50 before the 10% off code that will be linked below with a link to Authenticity Perfumes. I'm digging this. It just came out in September last month. You can get sample packs. I say try it. Try before you buy. It's not a super dark and animalic or super earthy type of tobacco. This is actually more along the lines of what I would call a slightly gourmand tobacco fragrance. That's what intrigues me the most about this. Romeo Blue, sorry to say, but nothing really special here. It's okay. It's okay. Definitely don't blind buy this one. I guess it's blind buy safe, but try before you buy. It doesn't really do it for me, even though it is better than the original Romeo Blue. The original is just pass. I'm glad it's not for sale anymore. The new version, Romeo Blue 2.0, is okay, but still doesn't make me want to wear it, you know? Whereas Tobacco Boss, it's doing the Boss name really well, because Fresh Boss is a hit for authenticity. It's a really good, unique year-round fresh and creamy fragrance. Whereas this is a nice, smooth, gourmand tobacco scent. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings, first impressions on the new Romeo Blue 2.0 and the new Tobacco Boss. Until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have already tried these? Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that will like the new version of Romeo Blue. It is better, much better actually, than the original, but still, there's still so much better offerings from the house, like L'Homme Riche, Barbershop, all the summer vibes, Fresh Boss. There's better options from the house. You can get a sample pack and try before you buy, but I think this is definitely worthy of a sample right here. Tobacco Boss is a nice, pleasant surprise because it's, like I said, I would classify it as a gourmand-ish tobacco scent. It's got this slightly minty fresh orange accord up top. It starts to settle into this chocolatey smooth honeyed tobacco leather smell. It's like a slight honey glaze over a chocolatey tobacco smell. It's lovely. It really is. This smells great. This is going to jump in the rotation. I got a cool front coming. I'm digging this one. This is the one to try in my opinion. Tobacco Boss smells awesome. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Tobacco Boss and you give it a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.